Treasurer Markert.
Here.
Parliamentarian Barr.
Present.
Senator Abai.
Here.
Senator Adams. Senator Baber. Senator Bammy.
Here.
Senator Barrios.
Here.
Senator Billings. Senator Byram.
Here.
Senator Davis.
Here.
Senator Foss.
Present.
Senator Freshour.
Here.
Senator Anita Gamarian.
Here.
Senator Amina Gamarian.
Here.
Senator Guy. Senator Hart.
Here.
Senator Hernandez.
Here.
Senator Jamal.
Here.
Senator Jawad.
Present.
Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Luna. Senator Luna. Senator Martin. Senator Martinez.
Here.
Senator Medina.
Here.
Senator Miller.
Present.
Senator Moosney.
Here.
Senator Rogers.
Present.
Senator Seeley.
Here.
Senator Shelton. Senator Shipley.
Here.
Senator Staley.
Here.
Senator Said.
Here.
Senator Tan.
Here.
Senator Templeman.
Here.
Senator Toole.
Here.
Senator Yen.
Here.
Senator Zerlin.
Here.
Thank you. Is there anybody here? Is there any discussion over the minutes from April 7th? All in favor of approving the minutes from April 7th, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Is anyone here for open forum? And here for speaker's podium? All right. Well, thanks for coming back, everybody. Remember, we have one more meeting in this room next week, and then we'll have the SGA banquet, which will be in place of our last meeting, but still mandatory events and everything. It's 2 Tuesdays, April 28th, 2 Tuesdays from now. Really quick, I'm going to go over the. I want to thank everyone for all your help. If you ran the election tables, if you helped out at all, I really do appreciate that. We had, if not the highest, one of the highest turnouts in UT Tyler history, about almost 10% of the student body. So that's great. We're still trying to figure out all the senators, but I'm going to go ahead and just announce the executive board elections. Parliamentarian was Hannah Shipley. Treasurer was Rodina Barr. Secretary was Devin Martin. Vice President was Preston Templeman. And President was Divya Srinivasan. So it's always great to have an election. Yes.
Just in case I have to leave for an event, I will publish the entire results as soon as we confirm all the senators, and I go through and remove the inappropriate write-ins. So once I get that done, I will publish that on the Blackboard. If possible, make a link on the website, so that way if anyone wants to go to the website, they can do that as well. And I hope I'll be working with Alex tomorrow on a Monday to clarify the senators, and then we make an announcement on Monday who the senators are, and I will go ahead and confirm that there will be a runoff elections for some of the senator seats. And so we will make an announcement of who is going to be running for those seats, and then there'll be another election for those candidates the week after. And so just want to, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.
All right, great. Thank you. And so I've been making some phone calls. Some of you have already been called by me and let me know that you've won your seat. I'm going to continue making phone calls, probably not tonight, but tomorrow and then Monday. So if I call you, please answer. I'm not calling a chat. I probably have decent news. So be sure to answer because no one did today. Other than that, just thank you for being here today. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Vice President Vandershans.
First off, I want to thank Christina Toole for working as hard as she did on the SGA antivirus. That event was very successful, and we're looking forward to doing that in the future. Moving forward, Glow Rage Paint Party tomorrow. I sent out an email to all of you from 5 to 7 p.m. mandatory. Let's make that 5:30 to 7 p.m. To give you guys some room after work to make sure you get there in time. So again, 5:30 to 7 p.m. tomorrow at the PHE, the small gym, right across from the UC. That is mandatory. From 9 p.m. to close, it's recommended. We will need people to help tear down at the end of Scratch and Bang's performance because the place will be pretty messy. So if you can help me out with that, that'd be great. The last thing and the last real big event is our SGA banquet. It will be a formal ceremony, April 28th, meaning business professional dress. It will be from 5 to 7 p.m., so block out that time in your schedules for that. We'll have it at the OAC, which is right across the road on University and
Go right past that X
Hold
on,
on.
right, go right past that X on down there, heading that way. It's right down there.
And so more details to come on that. We will have earmarked for food, and that is all that I have.
Any questions? Secretary Srinivasan.
Hey everyone, I don't have much. Semester's almost over, but I'm still working on the retractable banners. If you guys remember, I was working on that a couple of weeks ago. Still trying to get pictures and stuff on there, and it should be in hopefully by the end of the semester. And also, quick thing, I want to thank everyone for those who came to the midnight breakfast, helped out, talked to people, then cleaned up. It was fantastic. The executive board is more than thankful for all your help, so thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Treasurer McCurt?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'll just kind of reiterate some messages here. Thank you for your help with the midnight breakfast. It was a great turnout, and since we had the card swiped, that was the first time we've ever done that midnight breakfast. We have an accurate number, or close to accurate number, of how many people attended. We know that at least 320 students attended. That's a huge event. That's a huge turnout, so I'm happy with that. Next, elections. That was awesome. It's the highest voter turnout since I've been here, so that was wonderful to see. Thank you for everyone who helped work at the tables these last couple of days as well. I've been busy with SGA stuff. We do have a lot of requests that we're going to have to get to before the year is over, which is good. Per the guidelines, we are not allowed to receive any more requests 2 weeks prior to final exams week is, I think, the technical wording behind it. So the last day to turn in requests is tomorrow at 5 p.m. And me and Josh, I wrote up an email, and Josh sent it out to all student org authorized representatives so they could know to get their request in, and we have received a lot from that email, so that's good. Also, the Student Fee Advisory Committee that I'm on, me and Parliamentarian Navarre are on. We met last week. We did not meet with any departments, though, but we did go over all of the departments who submitted their budgets, and we decided which groups we want to meet with. And so we are, again, meeting tomorrow. I think it's like a 5-hour meeting scheduled for tomorrow. We're going to meet with 10 to 15 departments. So that's going to be horrible. And I think that's all I have.
Any questions? Parliamentarian Navarre?
I don't have much to say other than great job. I was really impressed. My goal for this election was 600, and I thought that was pushing it. So 700 was a really great turnout, but that's all I have to say.
Any questions? Nope. All right. It's the student voice report this week, engineering and computer science.
Yeah.
You guys want to start that for us?
Yeah. The only major thing that I guess I found was the computers in RVS and RVN are really slow and really outdated. And I talked to the dean this past Monday, and the only thing he kind of said to fix it was just for the students to kind of speak out. So that's the only thing I have.
Students, multiple students were still pretty upset after the last topic that I had brought up with them. And about a month ago, the topic was presented about how frustrated they were that classes were only offered, important classes only offered once per year. And I'm sure that reflects over to other colleges as well at UT Tyler. And they were still pretty upset about that. And I did tell them the process of speaking out and how that can maybe get fixed about talking to your dean or your associate dean or your provost. And then one other minor complaint was the vending machine in RVS, I believe the second floor. This was very minor, but I don't know how to fix it, but the vending machine is saying that you cannot, or you can only use a credit card, and I think it's broken. So if you try to use cash, I think it takes your cash and says, no, you got to use a credit card. And then when you use your credit card, it doesn't work.
Most of those vending machines have numbers on them that you can call for service, and those people can come and service those machines. So I would check on that machine and see if there's a number that you can call.
If not, we can try to talk to somebody about it, get it figured out for you. Anything else from engineering and computer science?
I don't have anything else.
All right, thank you. Nursing and health sciences.
One of the main things, I didn't really hear anything negative about the kinesiology department, but I've heard from my constituents that now that they have 2 advisors for health and kinesiology, it's easier to get an advising appointment. And one of the nursing students asked me about why the gym is not open all the time to play basketball. Not the weekend.
Which the PHE or the?
But
Okay.
because the PhD isn't being used most of the time unless it's for rec sports.
Is there like an auxiliary basketball court and then there's a bigger court?
The PHE is the smaller basketball court. It's not the one that I know. The one that we have is usually used for practice. In
Okay.
the HBC,
Okay,
it's normally busy with practices and
all right.
the other stuff that goes on. Senator Medina, you have anything for us?
Got nothing, everybody's happy.
Great. Great to hear.
If you want to fix the basketball, you need to talk to Bob Hepler, who's in charge of the HBC staff, and have him send someone of his staff to the PHE gym, because they have to have someone in there to observe and to keep track of like who has what equipment, just for insurance purposes in case somebody sustains an injury.
Okay, because the student told me that every time he tried to ask why it's not open, they just got mad.
Well, all right. One of us can talk to him about that. All right, let's see. Freshman class. Where are you at that today? Yes.
There was a couple of complaints that I heard. One was coming in to UT Tyler from the Price School. There's a lot of potholes, and then turning into Campus Drive, there's a couple of potholes. They were wondering if they could do anything about that. And I told them that it's the city of Tyler stuff, so it's going to be kind of hard to outreach to them. And the other thing was that they wanted more food options in the UC, and I told them that they are working on that, and they're looking into more companies. So other than that, that's all I have.
Great, thank you. Anything else from freshmen?
Just a few people have kind of approached me about lighting in the library parking lot, and like the end closest to the pharmacy building, there's 2 lights in the center of that section, and there's nothing on the sides. I haven't been out there myself, but supposedly it's extremely dark when it's like full when the parking lot's full at 9 a.m. leaving the library, and it is like some like constituents concern. So I'm not sure if there's anything we can do about something like that. Do we have
Physical plan, maybe. Physical plan.
Physical plan is in control of the
Dr.
lights.
Patterson wanted to. Yeah, we can talk to somebody about it.
Okay.
Anything else from freshmen? No. All right. Graduate class.
We talked a lot about still trying to have a tuition waiver program and what we need to do to see if we can still push that forward, and then other outreaches the graduate program can do to increase the students in the programs and what students could do. There weren't any complaints.
Great, thank you. Committee reports, student life committee.
Basically, what I just talked about a few minutes ago is what we discussed today. So nothing more than that. I don't believe
Communications committee.
We actually did not meet this week because we didn't really have much to talk about. So we will be meeting next week though, but that's it.
Great, thank you. SGAC.
Yeah, so this week we met with 2 groups, Advocates for Child Education and the History of Art Undergrad Society. And we approved Advocates for Child Education for $250 for food, and they have an event on the 18th. And then the History of Art Undergrad Society, we approved them for $300 for food, signs, and drinks, and that's on the 6th.
Thank you. Anything else? No? All right. Rules committee.
We did not meet this week.
Student affairs.
We did not meet this week, but we did exchange emails discussing further the possibilities of getting a blue vending machine on campus.
Okay.
Still a priority.
Thank you. Residential life.
We just talked about the outdoor rental center, which I'll discuss later on.
Thank you. Distance campus.
We didn't have anything.
Thank you. All right. Is there any old business? Senator Templeman and Senator Rogers, did you guys have a presentation for us? Make a motion, please.
I'd like to make a motion to present something that Sean and I have been working on.
All in favor of having a presentation on something that Senator Templeman and Senator Rogers have been working on? Please.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
All right. Essentially what happened was is I've been talked to about a lot of students who are being really concerned about how they've been crossing the street over at Eagles and they're going across that crosswalk and cars are not stopping. There's been a lot of close calls where students have almost been hit by an oncoming vehicle. There's also been at least 3 wrecks to my knowledge in that area alone this year, so that's not good at all. This is a kind of just a beginning edition petition that Sean and I are working on. So we're open for recommendations on wording or anything that y'all guys think would help this. We know that we're gonna have to take it to Peter Ing, who is the City of Tyler's Chief Traffic Officer.
Zoom in on it, please. Is that possible? I can't read it, I'm sure. Is that better? All right.
That better. Yeah, that works. Yes. Okay. So anyhow, I'm going to read it. The crosswalk that allows students to cross Old Omen Road to get on campus has become an unsafe intersection. There have been multiple car accidents and numerous close calls of a student getting hit by an oncoming vehicle that did not stop. The university is growing every year and more vehicles are passing through this intersection. This intersection is only going to get worse each semester since the university is growing in total enrollment and on-campus residents. So we, the undersigned, petition the City of Tyler to install a traffic light at this intersection for the safety of students at the University of Texas at Tyler. The reason we're bringing this up is this could be a completely separate petition, but in this point where it says we, the undersigned, we would like to get SGA's endorsement and add the student government's endorsement to that line right there. And we also want y'all's guys' recommendations on how y'all guys would like this to be worded, I guess.
Senator Zierlein.
First thing I can say is if you're presenting this to Peter Ing, I've known their family for like 15 years. So I know sometimes who you know helps things. It helps ease processes. So yeah. I would be willing to talk to them as well.
Senator Foss.
Reading this, if this Peter guy first kind of saw this, he would probably say, well, we used to have a stoplight there. We have a safe means. And you just spoke a minute ago about how cars were kind of running that. And cars really were.
The reason people still run that is because what happens is it'll turn red and the student will only look at the actual like signal to go and the car will not have seen it turn red. It'll still be yellow and they'll continue to go through the light. Also, after the signal changes from like okay to walk to the hand where it has the timer, it starts to blink and that becomes a 4-way stop. But only half of people who stop there actually understand that that means that it's a 4-way stop. So some people kind of like start up and go, and that's been causing fender benders. That's part of the wreck problem. So I'll address that in actual detail.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with traffic flow, since it is 2 ways. That will have something to do with it, but they're going to probably run statistics on it. If this fails, we would have to go to the university and try and get a skywalk, and that is probably not going to happen. Yeah.
Senator Hernandez.
Okay, so when you're coming out of the school, you can take a right as long as you yield pedestrians.
Correct.
Okay, just making sure. And then another thing is, so why can't we just correct the signal that we already have? You're saying that it's sometimes saying that it's okay to walk when it's on yellow.
Say that again?
Okay, so you're saying that whenever you're walking, right, it's yellow. The lights are yellow, right? And you're
No,
saying
the
that-
lights are never yellow when the students have permission to walk.
The lights are yellow to warn the commuters, the drivers, that it's about to turn red because the crosswalk needs to be crossed. And then it'll be red. And then after about 10, 15 seconds, it'll start doing a blinking red, or less than that. It'll start doing a blinking red. I know the reason why I'm up here is because I use that entrance every single day. And I too have seen too many accidents. And I don't want no student hurt or injured or killed, and then we do something about it. All right? All we're asking for is your help to get a simple yellow, green, yellow light, like normal stoplight. That's all we're asking.
This also helps during peak traffic hours, such as when people are all getting here at 8 o'clock in the morning. You have the entire UC staff coming in. Everyone leaves at 5. And as soon as you all leave at 5, there's also the huge section of time when people are driving to go to Grace to pick up their kids at 3 o'clock. So really from 3 to about 6, that road is packed, and about from 7 to 9, it's packed. And that's when everyone's trying to cross the street to get into classes.
Senator Fresh Hour.
I think this is great. I want to this is just if this doesn't work type thing, which I hope it does, but if it doesn't, can we try to work to get a sign that clarifies specifically what each light means? Like, is that a good second option? I like a light. Like I said, I want a light, and I think that's great. But if for some reason they say, we're not going to put it here, money or blah, 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 like, is it possible to get a sign that explains red and blinking red? Do you get what I'm going to say? Like,
Yeah,
what they mean?
blinking red means 4-way stop would probably be the easiest way to read it. And I don't really know how we would handle that because this is the city of Tyler and they would have to be responsible for the sign. And that's not a already created sign. So it might be up to Department of Transportation. I emailed Department of Transportation and they gave me Peter Ng and said that this is his jurisdiction. So it'd really be up to them.
And you said so the sign is like the city of Tyler. Is a light not the city of Tyler?
The light there is under the jurisdiction of the city of Tyler. The school has nothing to do with it, which is why we can't change it. Dr. Patterson has already gone to the city, but what we're trying to say is that, after a year of this, it has not been safe. We have proof that there have been accidents. Technically, if we wanted to, we could get those accident reports from the Department of Transportation, but that would cost a little bit for each report. And then we could take it to the city and just say, hey, there's been 3 wrecks here. There's been, if not more, students are very upset about this. And, we represent a large proportion of the population of Tyler and a lot of their actual, income, considering we pay like taxes on like groceries and stuff like that. So they're going to need to listen to at least, if we can get maybe 100 to 200 signatures from students.
Senator Baber.
Sorry, so just to clarify, are you just changing the actual light that's already there to doing?
We want the light that is currently there to be changed to a full functioning red light, like you would have it just in
A three-way light.
Okay.
3-way light, and probably it would be 4. It would have an arrow for the people who are exiting campus to turn right or left. So you would have the green, like the 2 green arrows, and on the side across from the school where that bus stop is, and then the oncoming traffic would have one on each side, and they would have like an arrow for the turn lane for each turn lane that comes into campus.
Okay. And then a follow-up, I know that down on Broadway, I think it's Hogg High School or Hogg Elementary, they have like an underground, that's like a tunnel thing that they have. How much does this cost as opposed to skywalks? Because I think the skywalks, partly it's like the view changing that I think the administration doesn't want. But have you looked into that at all?
No, because honestly, we felt like this was the best way. This is the way to get the city of Tyler to fix a city of Tyler problem without having to get money from the students to pay for us to dig a hole underground or to get a skywalk. Or however the underground works. Honestly, we're trying to alleviate costs from it being a university problem, especially since this is something that we felt like is already the city's jurisdiction.
So you're saying basically all the cost is already there, it would just be changing that line?
This will cost UT Tyler nothing. This will be up to the city if we get this to pass. If Peter Ing approves this after we bring him this petition, the city of Tyler would pay for that line, not us.
Would he have to introduce it to the, like, for a councilman, to the council to approve it, or he can just do it through his department? Okay.
I believe the way the email was worded from the Department of Transportation, that this is his jurisdiction and his call.
Okay, cool.
Senator Tan?
I doubt that this petition won't work, but in like if it possible, like if it doesn't, like with the idea of asking a security guard on campus, like
To walk across
to
with the
watch
stop
it,
sign?
to watch that place like during peak hours, like
You would more than likely have to pay him somewhere around 10, well, not that high, but somewhere between, $7 to $10 an hour for, 5 hours a day.
And that might be a campus police resource or a city of Tyler resource. That won't be
Yeah.
available.
Senator Tool?
How are you intending to go about collecting signatures besides getting SGA's endorsement here to collect the actual signatures?
We feel like this affects Eagles Landing mostly, even though it is the main entrance to campus. So the general idea is to try and put it either in the clubhouse or do an info table. Put it in the clubhouse during most of the day to where it is open for anyone who lives at Eagles to sign it, and then having like 1 or 2 days where we have an hour to 2 hour info table to allow students to come up and sign it. And of course, then we would just have to go through and double cross or cross out anyone who signed it twice.
Have you thought about doing it in electronic form so you can email it out?
We would like to go that route, but right now this is just kind of like the initial. We would like if it was okay with the Senate, we wouldn't mind it going to all the students.
Vice President Leadership?
So is this your first draft?
This is the first draft.
Okay, so you're asking for basically our endorsement on this first draft?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe just a little bit more clarification on that last sentence to really show what your intentions are moving forward, just instead of installing a traffic light. That's kind of hard to explain to people. And then taking out some unnecessary verbiage, such as the university is growing every year, which is obvious. More and more vehicles are passing through the intersection, which is obvious. So just kind of a little bit more clarification at the end, and then just make it a little bit more precise. And then I don't know if you guys want to bring it up to us next week, or if you would like to get our endorsement today on it.
Basically, we wanted everybody to see it and see what the idea is. And then we would kind of, if it was okay with Christina, let student affairs correct the wording and then have student affairs bring it back up next week.
Senator Kamari?
Have you looked up like how many signatures you need for someone to even consider this?
This is going to be Peter Ing's call, so if he thinks that it's really up to him. This is his call, but like what we're trying to do is he's already ignored Dr. Patterson, and so it was up to us to try and do something because this is a huge complaint from people who live at Eagles, and so basically what we would need is just enough to convince him. What that'll take, we don't know.
I know for like SGA, like when if we want a petition on campus, it has to be like 0.05% of the population or something that's assigned it. But like for this is different. I mean, I was just asking people that maybe for like us to even consider it in like the assembly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We wouldn't take it up there if it wasn't a decently high number. If we only got 10 people to sign it, we're not going to waste our time and go to the city with 10 signatures. We would want at least 100 to 200, if not more, way more.
Do you know the reason why Dr. Patterson's initial request was rejected?
The city didn't want to pay for it. More than likely. I don't think he gave him a reason. He just I wasn't clarified on the whole reason. I just believe that it was the city did not want to pay for it.
Do you have a pretty good understanding of how much traffic light would cost?
No, I do not. I haven't looked up how much it would cost. That was kind of in the email to the Department of Transportation, but he just pretty much referred me to Peter Ian, and I haven't called him yet. So,
I think that this is a good idea, and I thank you to you two for presenting it. I think it's a great idea. I don't think that this can hurt the students in any way. I can only see it helping the students. And I think that it's a good idea to try to get our signatures to show that to the city. I'm not a fan of some of the wording, but I think it's a great idea to table it until next week. So that's
Like
how
I
I'm-
said, I just wanted to bring it up just because I'm not really the best writer. Obviously, but you know, I do math.
Pretty brave.
So, you know, we would like to just basically show this to y'all, and then we would have the correct wording brought back up and brought forth next week to possibly have it sent to the students as a formal petition from SGA.
Senator Gamorn.
If you're gonna put the SGA endorses it, that means we don't sign it, it's just automatic, like, it's all of our names or.
Technically, since SGA would endorse it, your signatures would still be allowed, if I'm understanding it correctly, because you're technically endorsing it individually, and then we're endorsing it as a body. The actual writing SGA endorses this does not change the amount of signatures that, you know, can or can't be added to the bottom. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to table this until our meeting next week.
All in favor of tabling this until next week, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. Seeing new business. Senator Dean.
Motion to present Senator project.
Second.
All in favor of presenting the Senator project, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions?
Aye.
I'm the one wearing the straps.
Okay, so for the past couple of weeks, I've been talking to Bob Hepler and Chris Thompson of Rec Sports to try to open up the little shop. I don't know if y'all have noticed, over there in Harvey Deck. It's been abandoned for I don't know how many years. And so we met last week and to finally make this a reality. And so he got back to me today, and we need to purchase some equipment for this to get up going from the ground. So as you see on the screen, we have kind of what the cost of some equipment that they request. For instance, the canoe racks. It's cheaper to actually build your own, and it's probably more secure than actually buying a manufactured one. So that's the cost for having a canoe rack. It's $339.53 to purchase all the materials to buy it, and also including the labor costs for 3 people for 5 hours. Stand-up paddle boat, never heard of it. Seen them, but never knew the name of them, and that's what they look like. 2 of those would cost $1,190. I was hoping to get, some aqua bikes, they call them, one of these cool-looking things. Fortunately, we don't have that much money in our starter project lineup, so those will not be in the project, unfortunately. But pretty much all this equipment is going to be maintained by Rec Sports. Our SGA's position, this would just be providing the funds to purchase the items, and they would maintain the equipment. Let's see. So any questions?
I just have a comment just so everybody knows. Going with the budget, we started with $5,000 on the center project line. We have spent $1,070.15 because we've paid for the Senator Toole and Senator Baver's projects, but Senator Rogers' project has not been paid for yet because it has not happened. So we allocated $1,932.88 for his project. That was last week. So total, we've allocated $3,003.03. So bottom line is what you need to know. We have $1,996.97 left in this line to spend. So we will not be able to afford everything up there.
Right, exactly. And so my thought was to help out Rec Sports by purchasing both the helping out with the canoe rack and to
stand-up paddle boats, which comes to the total of $1,529.53. It would be the amount requested. Vice President Vandershans.
Do you think we could get our decal on those paddle boards?
Yeah, we can actually get your face on one.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Let's stick with the decal.
Yeah, I think the decal.
Don't want to run the business.
Absolutely. I like that.
Senator Fresh Shower.
I think this is cool. I've wanted stand-up paddle boards on the lake for a while, and when you brought it up, I was like, that's awesome. So I think it's a great idea.
Senator DeMarion.
So if you purchase these items, they're going to open up rec sports in the Harvey Deck? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes. And so right now they have canoes available, camping equipment, and hammocks. And so to kind of add in more variety, they want additional equipment, which they don't have yet. So to have the canoes available, we need a canoe rack near the facility instead of having one of the rec sports employees have to haul it all the way from the old hall parking lot down to Harvey Deck. They can just have the canoes right there. People just come up and they can grab it right there without having to waste time. Senator Johnson.
I hate to be stingy, but I've seen paddle boards, I guess, cheaper, and maybe this could help with the money issue.
Yeah.
To instead get, because I have my own paddle board.
Right.
It's around like 300. I mean, it's really low end, but that could help with the money issue. And or if you want to, I guess, I mean, if you get all the money you need for what you have now, you can, instead of having two, you get three
more. Right. And now all these specific prices and items, these were recommended by Rec Sports based on durability, since these items are going to be used a lot by students, and some students might not take good care of as others. So they kind of went with these because these would be like stand up more for the price. So that might be. But I'll look into the ones you're talking about as well. Senator Zealand.
I've got two things. One, the one's a question for you. Do you know if they would recall the rest of the rec sports, outdoor adventures stuff over in that area for rentals as well?
Yes.
Like
so
the
bikes would be also
backpacks,
all rental equipment.
And then two, I was just going to respond to Senator Johnson that the reason why they would pick something like that would be because it's going to be more durable and people beat up things that aren't their own. It's true.
Senator Rogers.
Great idea. I have maybe a safety concern. Will rec sports control the safety as well?
Yes, everything will be monitored. So that's the whole purpose of doing this at Harvey Deck, because it's going to be right in front of the lakes. They can monitor the equipment and also safety concerns as well. Senator Tan.
Another idea to reduce the cost for building the canoe rack, you could ask the engineering department if they have screw in the brackets, extra ones, and for the labor, you could probably ask some of the engineering students if they could build it, and you could promise them if you build this, we could have your name on the canoe rack and say,
is there an engineering club or something?
They did think about this, and unfortunately, there wasn't enough time because we want this done as soon as possible. So probably by the end of the semester, going into the summer. And so there's not really enough time for the engineering students to do this. And physical plant, they're not going to provide materials for free. We have to purchase them. So that was a good idea.
Senator Foster. Love that idea. So who did you say is building this?
So Chris Thompson is for sure one of them, and he's going to get his rec sports employees to help him.
Okay, so just kind of volunteers?
Actual employees, because they will be getting paid.
Can you explain who Chris Thompson is?
Chris Thompson is the one of the people who work in HBC and director of out sports adventures, and so he's the one who arranges all the ski trips and camping and everything else. Senator Barrios.
Where do you plan on getting your building material at?
We just order it.
Order
from Depot.
Try McCoy's. I just recommend because I'm a yard hand there, and they have some really good building material, and they give you a discount when you go and buy bulk items as well. Okay. So don't go through the front customer desk. Go through contractor sales because the salesman will give you a pretty nice deal.
Okay. Senator, to compare the prices.
Where will the canoe rack be?
Canoe rack, it's being, we were out there last week looking at this. So we're kind of thinking of where the dock is and the grass area right before it. So it'll be, and there's actually, we just noticed this too, there's actually a light that shines right at that spot. So it's kind of, so it'll be always lit during the night. So it kind of keeps the canoes kind of a little lit. And also it'll be close to where the water is, so the canoes don't have to be dragged along such a long distance.
Will the canoes be locked up?
Yes. Yes, they will be locked up. That's also why they want to build their own, so they can kind of make their own security features as they go. So we're going to put a chain through all the boats, and they're going to be locked up with locks. Senator Staley?
How much will it cost for a student to utilize these?
For right now, we're pushing towards free, of course. Everybody likes free, and students will enjoy it free. If a cost was to arise, it would be minimal, $5, nothing expensive. Senator Marion.
I know like to use the canoes on Fridays. It's only till 5, and I asked Chris why because I really wanted to use it on the weekend or something. And he said it's because he's the one who has to carry it out and stuff. So I was wondering if like since we're gonna buy this, he would extend the hours.
Yes. So we discussed this because he has to haul them all the way from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And sometimes and it's a hassle to do that. So we're going to discuss it. It depends what's in their budget, how much they can pay employees to keep this running. So right now that's still being discussed, and there will be times where he did say this. There will be times if you need equipment after hours, you can arrange it. So they're flexible with after hours stuff. Senator Freshour.
What you just said about getting an extra worker, is that where the charge would be coming from to essentially pay for that? Like when you said, like, once you have a job, would this be a cost? I was surprised it wasn't in the free ones. Like, would a charge be to go to pay for someone? I guess
they're just gonna.
Why would there need to be a charge?
Honestly, that could be the reason why they would charge. If they don't have, if it's not within their budget to keep an extra employee for an extra location. So that might be where if the charge were to occur, that's where the money would go to pay for that student or whoever wages.
Senator Hernandez. Should or can university police lock them up at different times? Do we have to have somebody from that department lock them up?
I'm not sure. They prefer to, because I don't think university police is going to go, going to look at the student constantly like, are they taking care of it? And
I don't think that we should have to pay for them just so they can be locked up. I think that we have security guards and police officers who can drive over there like they normally do and lock it up.
Also, but rec sports are the ones who maintain this, so they need to keep track of all the canoes. So it would be wise for outdoor adventures to actually maintain this.
Senator Zero. As it is, rec sports already locks up the canoes where they're parked in no haul. Does not seem like it's going to be that much of a stretch for them to continue to do so. It's just another responsibility they already take care of. And then I forgot what else. Oh yeah, the $5 charge. There's a $5 charge already for usage for like day rentals on mountain bikes. Right. And the only reason why they implement that is because certain items, like a mountain bike or something like that undergoes wear and tear. That money that they raise from the rentals can then be used eventually to either maintain or replace bikes as needed.
Vice President Vandershans.
Going back to the subject of requesting funds, both of these total to $15.29 and 53 cents. What amount are you requesting? Is it including shipping, taxes, other things? I know we're tax exempt, so not taxes. What else are you requesting fund-wise?
Fund-wise,
do you have a total?
Total would be the shipping cost. Okay, so it looks like for the paddle boats, there's no shipping cost. It's already included in the price. The only one that would cost the shipping would be the aqua bikes, which therefore not going to get. So this is the total. So this is the total? So
Yes,
you're
the total.
requesting,
So you're requesting
$1,529.53.
Yes.
Senator Miller.
I'm just curious, if something is to be broken or damaged, who assumes responsibility for replacement and repair?
That would be rec sports, since they are the ones maintaining this equipment. So, I don't know if they can possibly do an agreement with the students in case that were to happen, but as I'm assuming as of now, rec sports will assume repair of the equipment.
I like this idea. I think it's a good idea, and that shop has had nothing in it for other than
Chairs.
Other than chairs for events that officers and stuff for like the longest amount of time. I don't see it ever being successful with like a shop like they tried in the past. So I think rec sports taking this over and actually having the canoes easily accessible is great. I just would like to motion to approve Alex for the $15.29 and 53 cents on the condition that we do get the decals on the boards.
Second. Information, clarification. Yes. Treasurer Barker. State once again what the cap is in that left.
What? Yeah, we have $1,996.97 we can allocate. So.
Motion's on the floor.
All in favor of approving Senator Medina for $1,529.53, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Motion's passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any other new business? All right. Moving on. Advisor comments? No?
Go to my favorite event, essentially my favorite event, Star Wars. So that's gonna start at 7. I haven't heard if there's a line already, but we are going to open the doors at 6:30. Make sure you have your student ID. You're ready to get a ticket. So there's gonna be a lot of prizes. If you don't win a prize, you win. You're more welcome to donate to me. Love Star Wars. Other than that, I forgot to add earlier in the election, we did, I think I'm pretty confident it was 798 votes, which is about 9.5% of the student body, well above the national average. When you have student elections, the national average is usually around 45%. So, pretty excited. Other than that,
Yeah, a lot of questions. Senator Zealand.
How many seats did the turtle win?
Well, fortunately, the turtle declined to accept his seats. He did win quite a bit of seats at almost every college. And there was satellite campuses, but unfortunately, the shop for him, he declined.
The iPhones don't work if you're cold-blooded, and so you couldn't press this. Personal. Yeah. I've been there 2 years in a row, man. Tell me about it.
Just a weird housekeeping question. Why were we laughing when senators rejected the vote? The one about the canoe, and then the one Miles did earlier.
I'm not sure I answered your question.
Well, why are we laughing at the senator like saying no, I don't agree with that?
I wasn't laughing.
Was it just funny?
Well, the one that voted against that, yeah, it was just funny because it was just like, I thought it was funny.
I'm just not gonna vote for something that we're gonna charge students for. I just don't think that we should have to charge.
Oops, under 10.
I just want to say that I think the giving away the free shirts like at the voting table was like a good incentive. So maybe we could have like more things to give out increase that.
Thank you. Anything else? Senator Tupper.
For Josh's favorite event, since I work EC, I had to help with that earlier. But first 100 people get free lightsabers, so maybe that's something. You get a lightsaber for free if you're first 100 people. The doors open at 6:30.
All right. Any announcements?
Real quick. Tomorrow and Saturday is our SGA event. Again, if you need hours, you need service hours, if you use your help, come see me.
Any other announcements?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Aye. Secretary Srinivasan, please dismiss the second roll.
President Freed. Vice President Mandelsham.
Present.
Treasurer Mark Hurt. Parliamentary Navarro. Senator Bai.
Here.
Senator Adams. Senator Baber. Senator Bammy. Senator Barrios.
Here.
Senator Billings. Senator Byram.
Here.
Senator Davis.
Here.
Senator Foss.
Present.
Senator Freshour. Senator Anita Gamarian. Senator Amina Gamarian. Senator Guy. Senator Hart. Senator Hernandez.
Here.
Senator Jamal.
Here.
Senator Jawad. Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Luna. Senator Martin. Senator Martinez.
Here.
Senator Medina.
Here.
Senator Miller.
Present.
Senator Moosey. Senator Rogers.
Present.
Senator Seeley. Senator Shelton. Senator Shipley. Senator Staley. Senator Said. Senator Tam. Senator Templeman.
Here.
Senator Toole.
Here.
I'm sorry. I don't know how I'm laughing. Senator Yan. Senator Zimmerman.
Meeting adjourned.
We're not.